to the Super Bowl?
Somebody better check on Dan Orlovsky. That's the only thing I can think of. Somebody check on my boy and make sure he's okay. You think he cried after they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? If they don't win, it'll be a different set of tears.
If they don't win, Orlovsky's going to insist they did.
He came in here on Monday, and he did. He looked right at me, and he goes, Greeny, I got to tell you, I cried. I cried.
Way too caught up in it.
And then I would never say that, but he said it on the air, so that was all good with me. Well, let's get into that for a minute here, because the pressure on Stafford. When this season began, Rob Ninkovich, we all, I think, believed there was more pressure on Matthew Stafford than any other player. Now he wins a big playoff game. He goes into Tom Brady Stadium and throws a huge pass at the very end to win the game. Does that remove it? Did he get the monkey off his back, or is there still more he needs to do?
No, you got to win a Super Bowl. I mean, look, the Rams, they already went to a Super Bowl with golf. What did they do? They made this move. They made this move to get back to a Super Bowl, not just to get to a Super Bowl and lose. You have to get back to this game, and you have to win it, because after this year, they went out and they basically sold out to build this roster, and they did that.
Yeah.
So they better win a Super Bowl, or else I don't think it's a successful season at all.
That's interesting. Graziano, as one who, your job is to chronicle these things, does Stafford have to win the championship to justify whatever it is that needs to be justified here?
I think so. I'm with Carmen Sandiego there. I think that this is, look, Jared Goff got them to a Super Bowl, and the reason they got Matthew Stafford is because they feel like they needed to elevate beyond what Jared Goff can do. And think about it, the 49ers have the Rams number. They beat them 6 times in a row. The only reason the 49ers are even in the playoffs is because the Rams blew a huge lead against them in Week 18.
Yeah.
So Stafford has to erase his performance down the stretch in that game, and he has to get the Rams to the Super Bowl. All the pressure is on Stafford.
That's right. That game was 17-0 Rams at one point. If they win that game, New Orleans makes the playoffs, and San Francisco does not. Instead, they are on this run. 3 straight elimination games the 49ers have won to get here. And RC, I know you've put together some tape as we take a closer look at this matchup between these two NFC West rivals.
Yeah, listen, when you talk about Matthew Stafford, you can't mention him and not mention the front 4 of the San Francisco 49ers, which to me was the reason they were able to be so great against Green Bay. Think about what Nick Bosa was able to do off of the left side of the offensive line, especially closing in on Aaron Rodgers in the red zone. And then you add Arik Armstead to that, who's now playing back in the inside after starting outside this season, an emergence much like Chris Jones. And then there's plays at the end of the game when they needed to be made that were made by the front 4 of the San Francisco 49ers, which allowed DeMeco Ryans, who's done a masterful job and should be considered for head coaching jobs, to play on the back end the way he needed to stop Devontae Adams. When you look at Matthew Stafford, the way to get to him is pressure. There was a 3-game stretch this season where the pressure got to Matthew Stafford. He threw pick 6s in 2 of those 3 games, and the Los Angeles Rams lost. If you get to Stafford, if you could force him into bad decisions like they did on Monday night early on in the season, this is the way to win this game. No other quarterback has more pressure than Matthew Stafford this week, both literally and figuratively. And I cannot wait to see if he excels or if he folds, because that will be a story we talk about on Monday morning.
It's a great point, and I think it's worth adding to the discussion. He will not have the traditional home field advantage. I saw one of the secondary ticket sites, despite everything the Rams are trying to do to fill that building with their own fans, they anticipate it being something like 60 to 65% 49er fans in the stadium for that game. All right, let's pick it here. LA is a 3.5-point favorite. Who's Ryan Clark? Who wins the NFC Championship?
I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams. When you watch what Matthew Stafford was able to do in finishing that game, it kind of makes you forget he only had to do that because of the 4 fumbles. This team played exceptionally well against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Matthew Stafford had his welcome home or welcome to the playoff moment, and I believe that continues into this week, and they'll represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
Graz, who you got?
I've got the 49ers. They've beaten the Rams 6 times in a row. I think Kyle Shanahan has Sean McVay's number. I think the 49ers are playing like a team that has nothing to lose right now. They're hot. And I will expand it what RC said about the front 4. Front 7, add Fred Warner and that crew to that list. That group is carrying the Niners.
Ninko, who you got?
I'm going with the Rams. They got to start fast. They got to score first, play from ahead. If they can do that, unlike last week, don't make the mistakes. They're going to learn from those mistakes and they're going to win.
All right, and I, as I said yesterday, I will take the 49ers because they've already won games. I can't believe they won in these playoffs. If they can do that, I think they can do this.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.